Begin to prepare your response after the beep. Begin speaking after the beep.
The place I would love to visit the most is New York City, because it's known as the Big Apple, and which has the combinations of cultures, history, and also people. So that fascinating cities can really get me interested in it. And I believe that there must be some chemical change and magic happen in that cities. So there must be a lot of stories between people and people, or between the cultures and the companies. So I'm really interested in it. That's it.
Number 2. In this question,
Begin speaking after the beep.
I think it is indeed that childhood is the best time in one's person's life because they don't need to care about anything. They don't need to care about the financial crisis. They don't need to care about whether they should have a child. And they don't need to care about whether they should marry or not. In all they have to do is to play hard and work hard on the studies. Take myself for instance, when I was in the kindergarten, all I do all day is to play with my best friend and to have a good time in my time. That's it.
Speaking after the beep.
A student Brown wrote a letter to school to suggest that students should have a community service requirement before they graduated, but the man in the conversation disagrees with it because, first of all, as talking about it can reinforce the relationship of town. The man says that the students won't have all heart in it and become unenthusiastic because they are forced to do it. And second, the man insists that it cannot inspire the students and cannot learn to like it because of the heavy schoolwork. The student think that it is ridiculous about those extra work and have a negative feeling. That's it.
Begin speaking after the beep.
System thinking refers to complex solutions that can help the company in the long run and benefit them. And also, it is not a directly solutions to a simple problem. The professor in the business class gave an example of a company he used to state for further instance. First, as talking about the employees are usually missing for works. They found out that there are not only simple question about the lack of motivations, but like poor eating habits and a lack of healthy eatings. So after years of building a gyms and cafeteria menus, it can really shows that the employees are obviously become more healthier to work. That's it.
Begin speaking after the beep.
The woman and the professor in the talking is facing a problem that they are going to have a poetry reading event, but the new art center are not ready yet, so they cannot hold at that time. So she can either choose to reschedule this event or hold at the auditorium in the libraries. And in my opinion, it is better for them to reschedule this poetry to hold a tutorial in the library because first of all, it is small and much warmer, and although it cannot hold as many points as the original, but it will be cozier and formaler as holding in the editorial in the library. That's it. The professor in the biology class talks about two ways that animal uses to match up with the 24 hours activity cycles. One is internal clock and the other is external clock. And she further used one example, which is flying squirrel, to explain how it works. As the flying squirrel capture into the dark space, they develop a regular life by the internal clock of sleeping or waking, but it is not precisely, and it will slowly drift. So the flying squirrel will get up half an hour earlier than the yesterday. And as the flying squirrel moves to outside, and that is when the external clock will work. After a while, the flying squirrel will adjust their life patterns and back to the normal life. That's it.